So you're saying you disagree with Kiran Bedi?
Just on her interpretation of this thing, that was the game changer. I don't agree with that.
What according to you was the game changer?
I think there was, you see, we are told there were so many developments that took place that particular day, that I think what really happened was our complete transparency. That is something that was extremely important. That particular day, Mr. Salman Khurshid called up Prashant Bhushan and said at 1:30 in the afternoon, when the parliament was discussing this particular issue, and he said that we are not bringing any resolution. We were quite shocked. Prashant said, why? They said BJP is not supporting us. Now we were not sure whether BJP was actually not supporting or they are telling us a lie. We came back. Prashant was quite upset about it because he had discussed this for 2 hours the previous evening at Mr. Salman Khurshid's house. We went back to Ramlila Maidan. We announced this, that Congress is alleging that BJP is acting as a stumbling block. As soon as we announced that, immediately Sushma ji had a press conference and she said that they want a resolution to be presented. After that, perhaps there was a meeting that was called by the Prime Minister of major leaders, and a decision was taken
because
that something would be presented.
Kiran Bedi says the things changed when Advani met the Prime Minister. I tweeted that only a miracle could change this, and that miracle came when Mr. Advani went to the Prime Minister's room to meet him.
That is her assessment.
It's not your assessment.
There was no miracle. There are no miracles. I don't believe in miracles.
You don't believe in miracles. Alright. Now, it's been a very tough fortnight for you. You barely got any sleep. I mean, neither have most journalists, and they were on the outside not trying to run this whole engine. How confident are you that the Lokpal, when the government passes it finally, will be a cure for corruption?
If the bill comes in the form in which we have drafted, I think, as Annaji has been saying, that this will address, if not more, 50 to 60% of the corruption in a country.
I have a couple of more questions before we end this. One of them about NGOs, people who are your skeptics and critics say that ye achhe double standards hain. Kehte puri government ko le aao, we say let's bring in the government funded NGOs, and Arvind Kejriwal and Prashant Bhushan disagree with that. So they want to know, if you want the government under the purview of the Lokpal, why can't the NGOs come under the purview of the Lokpal?
NGOs need to be made accountable. We are not disagreeing with that. We have absolutely no problem. Bring a parallel law. NGOs, you see, Lokpal is about Prevention of Corruption Act. On one hand, the government brings only 65,000 government officers under the purview of Lokpal, saying that if we increase that, then Lokpal will become unmanageable. But at the same time, they bring more than 50 lakh NGOs under its purview. It is absurd. Lokpal is about Prevention of Corruption Act, and Prevention of Corruption Act is about the government officers. It is about the implementation of Prevention of Corruption. NGOs are registered under the Societies Act and the Trust Act. I would offer my services, and I would be very happy to strengthen the Societies Registration Act, to strengthen the Trust Act, or to bring a new law to make NGOs accountable. Now, there has been a counter argument. If there is NGO, why not bring corporate sector? Why not bring media into it? It will become unmanageable. If you have to handle corporate sector, there is a separate law that has to be brought. It has to be handled through the Companies Act. If you have to handle media, it has to be handled through the Press Council, not through the Lokpal. These are completely separate issues. For instance, if within a particular company, if there is an NGO in a particular village, there is a cricket club. Ramlila is going to happen now. If there is a cricket club, some kids come together and they put money together, and there is some corruption in that. That corruption can't go to Lokpal. If Ramlila happens here and there is some corruption in that, that corruption can't, they're all in that will go to either to the police, or there can be a separate law for that.
Okay.
Let me tell you, one of the ministers in confidence told me कि आप लोगों को उंगली करने के लिए हमने clause डाला था. ये तो निकालना ही है हम लोगों को.